So I realized in a lot of my recent videos that I've sort of been more of a kind of like a downer. Talking about how this journey is very difficult and how improving yourself is challenging, but it's worth it and you shouldn't give up. And while it's very important advice, and it is important to recognize that this journey can be difficult, not that it can't, it is difficult. What's also equally, if not more important to recognize, is that this journey is really, really fun. Recently, I've started to realize more and more how much fun life is when you're working towards a specific goal. And I've recently started doing that a lot more, and setting big goals and seeing progress being towards it and celebrating those milestones, learning from failures. And what I've realized because of that is that my thoughts, as you can tell, my thoughts are not really together. But yeah, as I've been starting to make progress more and more on my goals, I've realized that life is basically like a video game when you're on self-improvement, right? Think about it. People say, oh, how can self-improvement be fun? I just want to waste time and enjoy myself, play video games and watch stupid garbage on YouTube all day and relax and do nothing. I've thought about that, and I realized that self-improvement is basically like a video game, right? Think about what you do in a video game, right? Think about a fun game, right? Not a shooter game, but like an RPG or anything like that, where you pick a character and you level up your character, or even in Minecraft or any game like that. The main purpose of the game is to level up, to improve your level. Even in games like Siege, the main point of the game is to level up, to grow your character, to evolve your character, to become better at that game. That's really the whole point of it. And I started thinking about this, is like life is basically one big RPG where you are given a character, right? And that's you, and your goal in life, if you want to have a fun time in that game, is to level up your character, right? Obviously, you don't have to level up your character. You can choose not to. But if you don't, you're going to have a much less of a good time than if you're actually devoting yourself to goals, learning new skills, improving yourself, leveling up your abilities, becoming more athletic, more fit, becoming more adventurous, making more money, doing more experience, having fun adventures. That's what makes a video game fun, is leveling up, having adventures, doing interesting quests, accomplishing goals, right? Even if it's multiplayer, hanging out with friends, right? That's what makes a video game fun. So why don't we just approach life, and specifically self-improvement, with that same attitude of, how can I improve myself today? How can I level up today? How can I have a good time today? How can I live an epic adventure? How can I become the highest level I can, right? If you live life like a video game, you're gonna improve yourself dramatically, right? Think about, like, if you ever play a multiplayer game where you meet a new person in that game and they're a super low level, right? Obviously, you're not gonna have as much respect for them because they're a lower level, but you might end up helping them along the way. You might end up giving them advice similar to how I'm doing right now. Or if you meet someone at a higher level in a video game, what are you going to do? You're going to ask them, wow, that's so great that you're this high a level. How'd you get this high of level? What did you do? You're asking them for tips. You're asking them for advice. That's literally exactly how self-improvement works. You're looking towards people who are a higher level than you. I might not be a higher level than you. I'm still have a lot of growth to do. But if you're just starting out this journey, then you should obviously approach somebody who can give good advice to you, who can help you along this journey, right? Obviously, I consider myself pretty mid-tier if we're going off of life being a video game. But hey, maybe you should, I look towards people who are a higher level than me on this journey to improve myself, see what they're doing, see how I can implement their tactics into my life. I try to improve. I'm constantly trying to improve myself, and that's because I'm starting to realize the importance of approaching life as a game, right? Think about life as a fun game, when you finish your game, when you finally complete your character arc, your character journey, you've reached the highest level in your game or whatever, or the game ends, you're going to look back on what you've done in that video game and say, you know, hey, what have I done, right? How much achievements have I made in this game? How have I grown? How have I changed? How have I evolved, right? Why are we looking at a game that's based off real life and not looking at life the same way, right? Because it's really, if you look at most video games, they're designed to mimic the real world as much as possible. And then, well, not obviously as much as possible. They have dragons and wizards and knights, but they're designed to mimic what people find enjoyable in real life, which is growing, changing, leveling up, having adventures. Why are we putting so much effort into leveling up our characters in a video game that isn't real? It's just, all we're doing is making it so that, you know, the lights in the screen shine a certain way to make us feel certain emotions. Right? That's all we're doing. Why are we putting so much effort into leveling up our characters in video games as opposed to leveling up our characters in real life? Right? It's one of the reasons I don't really play video games much at all anymore. Very, very rarely I do. And when I do play, like, one of the reasons I don't play video games as much anymore, because I feel like it's a waste of time. I'm doing the exact same things that would be very fun in real life to do, but because it's faster and easier in a video game, I'm doing them there, right? That's honestly the trap of video games, I've realized. It's like, they are designed to mimic ambition. They're designed to take your desire to grow, to change, level up, to evolve, to have ambitions, to set big goals, to achieve big things. They're manipulating that into making it slightly easier in the video game, to now you are trapped in this video game to where you're feeling this sense of reward, this sense of accomplishment in the video game. And it's because it's easier to feel that sense of accomplishment and reward in a video game, you're not doing that in real life. And because you're not getting as much accomplishment in real life, you then are more attached to your video games. You're more attached to leveling up your character in the video game because you're a pretty low level in real life, right? You can be an absolute loser. You can work at a gas station, live in a van in real life, but you can be a dragon slayer in the video game world, right? That's why these games are so addicting. But though you can't be a dragon slayer in the real world, you can pursue your interests. You can be something awesome. You can be a pilot. You can be an artist. You can be a teacher. Whatever it is that you really want to do in life, you can do that in real life. It doesn't have to be in a video game. You can have an awesome adventure in real life. You can go to a cool location in real life, not necessarily in a video game, right? You can admire, like, it's a joke because like everyone's in video games always talking about how pretty, like, great graphics and how beautiful all the textures are. Like, buddy, the best graphics in the world are real life. Like, if you want to look at cool graphics, look at the real world, right? But whatever. Yeah, this journey of self-improvement and leveling yourself up, just understand that, yes, it is difficult. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, it's very important to have grit, to have discipline, and to keep pushing forward and keep leveling up. Also understand that this is one of the most fun journeys you're ever going to be on, and you're going to make so much progress. You're going to have so much fun. You're going to have such a great time if you grow, if you change, if you level up in real life instead of in the video game world. That's all I got for today. God bless you, and stay wild.